As y'all saw by the title, we finna get straight
March
to
2nd,
it, bro.
2025, a Reddit post would be made with a video attached. This has to be the creepiest con on
About
camera
time we
that I
bring
have
the
watched.
scary
The OP
Reddits into
explains that the
these.
video was from a local news show in 2003, where every November, viewers submitted their paranormal encounters.
Don't forget to
This
drop
one,
a like and
however, would
sub.
be the most convincing the show had ever aired.
Bandang Mayo noong
For me.
nakaraang taon ay nagkaroon ng baliga ng basketball sa subdivision ni Joseph Grijalva.
You got some kids playing
The
basketball.
video was submitted by a basketball coach who was recording his kids while they trained. After training, he would review the footage in his home. However, this time, he saw something that he couldn't explain.
Ay walang ibang tao sa lugar.
Kasi ako kung style ko po ng pagkukuha ng video. Pag
Okay, it's just some kids playing basketball, bro.
Talagang sinusundan ko. Kahit mga eh yun eh, talagang doon lang ako nakapokus. Tingnan ko lang sila isa-isa na to. Wala akong nakita na
A dark figure, presumably a kid, runs past the frame. Now, while this might not seem inherently abnormal, it's what the coach and team say that make it unsettling.
What?
He was shocked as he never physically saw that person that day. So he called the kids on the video to watch the tape. The children were shocked and had the same reaction as the coach. They even said during
Okay.
an interview that they felt something was off that day. And something wasn't right, because they felt a cold breeze and it was summertime. In the segments, experts also analyzed the footage and
Hey,
confirmed
bro,
it wasn't
not gonna
tampered
lie,
with
bro.
in
They
any
just
way,
chatting, bro.
meaning
That
this
just looked
was
like
the
a
raw
random
footage.
kid running by.
Now, what exactly was caught on camera that day? Reddit
Coulda just
users
been a
noted that
random
the figure
person,
had
bro.
no
That's
shadow,
not that.
while the kids around it did, suggesting that this was some sort of paranormal entity. Online, it's argued whether paranormal entities can cast shadows,
What?
and the possibility you can only see them on video, which would explain how the coach didn't see the figure during the practice and how it seemingly broke physics. It would also support the team's report of a cold breeze and feeling off.
I feel
Many
like he
people
just-
speculate that when you randomly feel cold in environments where it's obscure, this means a spirit went past you. It's also noted this can make you feel sick. There are many videos depicting paranormal entities, but after digging deeper, a far more realistic explanation begins to appear. Human attention is notoriously unreliable, especially in chaotic
Exactly, man.
environments. The entire setting was a group of kids running drills.
Man, it's just a little black boy running past, bro. It's not serious, bro.
Moving constantly and focusing on the coach. In situations like that, it's incredibly easy to overlook something that doesn't immediately stand out. A
Like,
random
bruh,
kid cutting through
you can't look me in my face and tell me that's a ghost, bro. That's a normal person, bro. Like,
the
what,
frame,
bro?
possibly heading home or passing through the courts, wouldn't register as important.
Dang, that's a
especially
normal
if no one was
person.
expecting anything to happen. This is a well-documented phenomenon known as unintentional blindness. When people
Okay.
are focused on a specific task, their brains filter out irrelevant information, even when it's directly in front of them. There are famous experiments where viewers are tasked to track a basketball being passed around, only to completely miss a person in a gorilla suit walking through the scene. That likely explains why the coach never saw the figure in real time, but noticed it immediately on playback. As for the missing shadow, that detail isn't as supernatural as it seems. The footage is grainy and filmed at an angle while in motion. The figure's body is narrow in relation to the sun's position, meaning any shadow would be faint
Bro, why the
or only
cameras always
visible
be
in certain
trash,
frames.
bro?
In fact, if you slow down the video, traces of a shadow do appear briefly, just not consistently enough to be obvious at full speed. That said, while this explanation is the most technically plausible, it doesn't account for every detail people fixate on. One Reddit user added an important detail that complicates things further. This is from the Philippines. I remember seeing this when it aired and it was pretty creepy. I think the whole gist of it too was that the area was newly built, so nobody really lives there, so they weren't sure where the kid came from or going. Black kids are not that common in the Philippines too.
Okay.
If that's true, who was the child, where did he come from, and why was he there at all?
I
There's a chance
mean,
there's a perfectly ordinary
I
explanation
feel like
that
it's
was
true,
never
but
documented
it's
surrounding
not
that
like the
practice,
chances
its
aren't zero,
location,
bro.
its
So
timing,
let's
and
have
who
some.
that kid was. Without more footage or
have some
testimony,
brains, man.
we'll never truly know what was with them that day.
Let's think, bro.
Witch in Saudi Arabia.
Witch.
In May of
I know, I'm scared of
2016, a
witches,
post
bro.
was made to r/unsolved mysteries. What the actual heck is this video? This video was caught in Saudi Arabia with not much information than that. I know this very obviously could have been some sort of hoax, but the genuine fear in the man's voice makes me question that. The video OP is talking about is footage that was uploaded by a police officer in Saudi Arabia. When one night
No. Gang. What is that? That's real.
Saudi Arabia.
That gotta be
One
real.
night, he was driving down a dark road.
That
and he
one right
heard
there, I'm not
something
gonna doubt.
extremely disturbing.
Oh. Yo. At most, bro. Oh my goodness. Why is he crying so much? That's a with the boom? Oh no. And you still recording, my boy? I run away.
A woman dressed
Not
in
even
white
run away,
moving
bro.
very oddly in the
I'm
middle
out.
of nowhere. Instantly, people deem this to be a witch. In Saudi Arabia, witchcraft is very present. As in the Quran, witchcraft is believed to be a real and major sin, involving very harmful practices taught by devils. From all the info I could find, magic as a whole is very negative and viewed as
Bro,
evil.
people
Because
actually
of
do
this,
this?
the officer's reaction suddenly makes more sense. Even though he's a trained police officer, potentially armed and accustomed to danger, this wasn't
No.
a threat he could respond to in a normal
No
way.
way
If he
these
genuinely
niggas
believed he was
actually out here
witnessing
doing
witchcraft,
witchcraft, bro.
then fear would be a natural response. Fear
Bro,
of
y'all gotta
something
stay
he
safe
couldn't
now.
inherently control. However, one Reddit user gave a theory that offered much needed insights. There are Bedouins that live out in the deserts. So the idea that a mentally ill Bedouin woman somehow wandered away from her tent is totally plausible. Source: I lived in Tabuk during my childhood, where the videos claim to be shot. With that added context, the footage begins to look very different. Bedouin communities still inhabit remote regions of the Saudi deserts.
I mean,
and
but why
the
would they run
traditional
after him
clothing
like
worn by
that, dude?
women closely resembles the figure seen in the video. And then there's the figure's behavior. While these traits are often seen as evidence of something paranormal, they also align with documented symptoms of certain untreated mental health conditions. Severe psychotic disorders, neurological issues, or trauma-related conditions can cause disorientation, impaired awareness of danger, and involuntary or repetitive movements. In isolated desert regions where access to consistent mental health care can be limited, someone suffering from these conditions could easily wander far from safety without realizing it. Without more footage or any follow-up confirming who that woman was or where she came
Nah,
from,
they gotta
the
do some
truth
more
remains
research on that
unknown.
one, bro. I don't know. That was a little
Voicemail from my
scary.
deceased grandma. In August of 2025, a video would start to circulate on horror TikTok pages. They would usually go as follows. POV, it's the 15th of January 2018 and your dead grandma calls you all of a sudden. These videos would then depict the following voicemail.
Lori, your grandma, I love you, mija, and I'll call you because you okay and the kids is okay. Love you, mija. Bye-bye. Call me back.
Though all the voicemail seems like it
Stop the vid, bro. Nah, bro. Get the FBI on this, bro. That is
is a
disturbing,
heartfelt
bro.
message to a grandchild, when you look deeper, it becomes much more disturbing. The voicemail didn't
Like, bro, if you don't find this disturbing, bro, put yourself in their shoes. You gotta put yourself in their type of shoes for you to
come
understand it
from
more.
a safe contact.
and feel it
so
more.
according to the person who received it,
That's
it was sent on the
nah,
exact
bro, I
same
would-
day, 5 years after their grandmother had
I would
passed.
cry if
the
I just
question
got that,
becomes
bro.
overwhelming. If this was never supposed to happen, where did this voicemail come from? A TikTok user would suggest maybe the lady sent the audio sometime before she died, but for
Okay.
some reason it hadn't arrived yet. At first glance, this theory seems plausible. There are entire Apple support forums filled with complaints about delayed voicemails, pointing to unstable cellular connections, software updates, or temporary system glitches as the cause. In theory, it's possible that the grandmother recorded the message shortly before her death, and it
Yeah.
simply got stuck in the system. But that explanation begins to fall apart when you consider the timeline. A 5-year delay is very extreme. Phones go through countless software updates and system resets over that span of time. For a voicemail to remain undelivered for half a decade across multiple updates and network changes is highly unlikely. Another theory suggests the voicemail may have been scheduled in advance, set to send automatically at a later time. However, this explanation also has issues. Scheduled voicemails aren't a standard feature on most phones, especially not years ago. Pulling off something like that would require third-party apps, decent technical knowledge, and very intentional planning, making it unlikely for an older person to execute this without some sort of help. Then there's the possibility that this was part of an actual crime. Voicemail scams have become increasingly advanced in recent years, specifically those originating from Latin America. Many use AI voice cloning or emotional manipulation, posing as distressed family members to create urgency. Victims receive calls or voicemails that sound eerily real, often pursuing them to send money through wire transfers or gift cards. So, could this voicemail have been an elaborate scam? It's technically possible, but there's major issues with that theory. The voicemail never asked for money. There was no sense of urgency, no request, and no hook. Just a calm, wholesome message, which makes it an odd choice for a scam, especially given the effort required to pull something like this off. After digging deeper, searching for the original uploader, and even attempting to trace the grandmother's identity, I found nothing. No records, and no trace of the woman's passing anywhere online. My conclusion is that the video most likely originated from a single horror TikTok page, created purely for shock value, and later reposted across other pages. With no information on the
Nah, that's
origins, we will
fucked up,
never know the
bro.
truth behind this video.
That's fucked up.
Gettysburg Wheatfield's Unknown Sounds. In May of 2012, a YouTube channel by the name of MB1554 would upload a video that would make viewers disturbingly confused. The description read, "Sound of rifle and drums heard at the Wheatfield at sunset in Gettysburg. Other than the occasional car passing, we were alone. We followed the intermittent sounds, but could not find anyone nor locate the source of the music. Always ahead of us." The creator is referencing to the Wheatfield at Gettysburg, a location where on July 2nd, 1863, Union and Confederate forces fought in brutal close quarters. By nightfall, over 6,000 soldiers were killed, many never leaving the ground where they left. Today, the Wheatfield is often described as one of the most chaotic and bloodiest sections of the entire battlefield. The creator gets out of their car and starts to record the fields. Almost instantly, you can hear the faint sound of what appears to be rifles.
That's
and
not really
drums.
like this. Oh no, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
What makes this so
Okay.
disturbing is that the creator claims they were completely alone and could find no trace of where the sounds were coming from. So,
Nah,
what exactly was the sound? A Reddit user said, "People, this is real. I've been there at least 3 times and heard all these things. Gunfire, the drums playing, the weird lights, etc. I left after the 3rd night and haven't been back since.
It's
If you
probably
want to
just far
believe,
away.
Go there and you'll see for
You
yourself."
can't hear it.
What many people believe this
You ever
video
thought of that?
captures is the residual energy of the soldiers lost in battle. Basically, the
Am I
belief that
onto something,
intense
bro?
traumatic events
Y'all
can
let me
leave
know
an
in the comments
imprint
if
on
I'm
a
onto
patient.
something, bro.
Not ghosts in the traditional sense, but moments replaying themselves without awareness, like a recording that never stops. However, people have other theories. There could be a number of reasons for the sound off camera, like a sound device held nearby but out of frame, or the car stereo playing the track. It's like those videos of people hearing bang sounds when it easily is just them hitting something out of frame. It's totally plausible that MB1554 set up the video for views. It would be extremely easy to play sounds on a speaker and make up a story, though this wouldn't explain the numerous reports of people who heard the sounds as well. A Reddit user explains, "Just because there could be an explanation doesn't mean there is an explanation. If you yourself were to record
that's
drumming
bars,
at this exact
bro.
place
Just
off
'cause there
4
could
a.m.,
be an
no one
explanation
around,
don't
the
mean there
nearest
is
residence
an
is 5 miles
explanation, bro.
away, no military drills to be had,
That's
no
quarter
cars
of
on
the
the
day.
road. I'm sure you would say
Quarter of
there
the
could be
day, man.
underground speakers around to boost tourism. This isn't the
Get it.
first time people hear drums here. and
Shout out
for years
Supreme
before
Salt
the
Lord on Reddit for
availability
that.
of portable music playing devices. At some point, we have to acknowledge the issue may not be the lack of evidence, it's the one receiving it. Until there's more